Okay, take two, doing a backflip.
Oh shit!
What is going on, guys? The CrowShow team coming at you with another little Rotten Tomatoes video. So guys, I'm going to myself. So today we'll be talking about the last time I made a video on Rotten Tomatoes and how I was a part of the petition to get it taken down. Now I will start off the video by saying I do humbly apologize for how I worded the whole entire video. I do look at it now and see that it is very, very immature and uneducational of me to go on the internet and rant about a situation that I wasn't doing in spite of DC fans or DC in general or Warner Brothers. I was doing it only in thought of people who actually enjoy movies, and I wanted everybody to be treated fairly and given a chance to give their reviews and their thoughts and their opinions when the movie actually came out. Now, I wasn't aiming my hatred towards Rotten Tomatoes just because I hate Rotten Tomatoes and it's annoying. I aimed it towards it because it's just like, why is it that only a certain amount of people are allowed to review the movie because they got to see it 10 times earlier? Why not make them wait, make them wait as long as we have? I mean, Suicide Squad just came out tonight on Thursday for the midnight premiere, and then tomorrow it's going to be worldwide. Basically what I'm trying to say is I think it would be more fair if people were given a chance to give their own opinion on the movie, if they were able to see the movie 10 times earlier than everybody else, and then they got to take the reviews, and then the whole majority of the world got to put their reviews together to give the final result, and everybody would be happy. Now I understand that I said some things like fuck the Rotten Tomatoes and shit like that. I do apologize for that 100%. But I do not take back what I was trying to do. I find it very unfair and hypocritical because, you know, Rotten Tomatoes is allowed to share their opinion and their thoughts on the review of the movie, but when it comes to somebody who wants to speak amongst everybody else who wants to see the movie and not be spoiled by reviews or ruined by reviews, it's not allowed. How is it that my opinions don't matter, but Rotten Tomatoes can, and everybody else that sees my opinion just doesn't like it and wants me to just fall off the face of the earth? How's that fair for anybody to share? I mean, would you like it if somebody told you your opinion's not fucking important or fair or even worth talking about? I mean, you obviously as a human being would be upset because you weren't heard as an individual, but they got to speak their half on what they thought of the situation. Now that is exactly what I was trying to prove. I wanted people to be able to share their opinion and their voice, whether it be wrong or right. It doesn't matter if it's wrong or right, as long as they got to say what they wanted to say and get it off their chest and move on with their life. That's all I was actually trying to do. I was just trying to get people an opportunity to talk about how they felt about the situation and whether if they thought Rotten Tomatoes should be taken down because their reviews is just too much for them to handle, and it's not fair that they get to share their opinions, but as soon as they share their own, they're not allowed to share it. I look back at the video, there's so much hate on the video in the comments. Like, I cannot stress how many people were so stupid that they just went off the rant and just started to fucking cuss at me and call me names and try and call themselves mature and above me and smarter than me and everything like that. Now, I will say this, a real person who is smart, a real smart person, a real clever person, a real grown-up can admit to their mistakes. And here's what I'm doing. I'm admitting to my mistake and saying, yes, what I did was a little overboard and a little overkill. I will accept these terms. What I said was not healthy for the internet to watch. And I should have gotten all my facts together. In all honesty, my facts were together, but my mind was going crazy with anger. My head goes crazy with anger and I'm trying to release information or research on something that I have read about. My mind just screws it up and turns it into basically scrambled eggs, and now all you're getting out of me is just straight up slurs of like a DC fan getting really, really angry. I will say this one more time. I didn't do it out of DC. I did it out of equality for everybody to share their opinion. That is not bad. That is not unfair. That is more than fair. That is actually speaking amongst other people who want to share their opinion on something. It's just like Donald Trump. Donald Trump thinks that he is above everybody else and he can say whatever he wants, but as soon as somebody says something to him about the whole situation, he's trying to build a wall and thinks that all immigrants, Mexican, Muslim, whatever they might be, they're not people. But, you know, as soon as they say something like, oh no, they're people, they either get taken out of his rally or they're silenced by everybody or harassed by everybody, And it's just unfair. So how is it that one person in the entire world is allowed to speak his opinion and his thoughts when one person that has no power, no authority, nothing, but just has the one thing that the United States Constitution has given, the freedom of speech, they are given that one thing, and it's not even allowed to be given. I find that to be very hypocritical and not fair, and it also brings the Constitution to look like a piece of shit. Now, we're not trying to get into politics, but I'm just simply stating, why is it that in the Constitution it has the freedom of speech to speak your mind and your opinion, but people will not allow you to speak it? I'm not going to take down the video, and I'm not going to say that what I felt on the situation was wrong. I will admit that how I worded it was wrong, but all I was trying to do was trying to have everybody treated equally and see the movie equally and talk about the movie equally, because I just find it very unfair that the whole entire world depends on one website to give the proper reviews. Now, I know Rotten Tomatoes isn't the big company that makes the big reviews. It's just a cluster of everybody who's seen it and all in one thing. I know. But on the other hand, how is it fair for one website to overstop everybody else's opinion and thought and think that's fair and make sure that nobody else is allowed to say anything? That's not fair. That's actually very unfair. That's actually ridiculous. That's the worst thing to ever have existed if that's the case. I mean, seriously, when have we ever been silenced for the right to speak our mind? That's not fair. Everybody else is allowed to do it. Why can't we? Why can't I? Why am I getting silenced? Why am I getting harassed by people for? Why can't I speak my opinion? All the people in the comments in that video spoke their opinion on how I worded everything. They didn't like how I said it, and they got to express how they felt. But you know, when I try to explain my half and try to say I wasn't doing it out of DC, they kept repeating, "You're doing it out of DC, DC fanboy, DC, DC, DC." Even though I repeated twice in the video as clear as day, I am not just a DC fan. I love Marvel and DC equally. I just prefer that movies be treated fairly and shown and reviewed and opinionated on fairly. That's all I was trying to state. Now you can tell I'm a little bit different today because I'm actually calm and not mad anymore, because at that moment I was really, really mad because a lot of my friends that live with me in Saginaw, we really wanted to see this movie, and because Rotten Tomatoes decided that they just wanted to release their reviews off for anybody else and didn't care about whoever it said, we were honestly hurt, because then when we tried to explain how we felt about the movie, everybody silenced us. Nobody let us talk, and it was ridiculous. So I wanted to make a stand and make a change for once, and when I heard about the petition, I thought it was an opportunity to stand for something I believed in or wanted to make a change to. All I wanted was equal treatment for everyone. And some people say that people want reviews. Give the people what they want. Okay, they want reviews, but then there's also a big majority who want to be heard. Now, do they not matter? Because it clearly seems like nobody really cares about what people think, but you know, people care about what people think. That doesn't make any sense. See what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, I hope you do. This is not to insult or harass or upset anybody to make them hate me. I'm just simply stating, why is it that equality and freedom of speech is a thing, but nobody wants to allow it to happen? It's just a thought to think about. Tomorrow I'm going to be going to see it with my friends. It's going to be an amazing day. I'm still going to go with an open mind. I'm still going to enjoy the movie. My opinion stays. I was trying to fight for equality for everybody to explain their opinions and what they wanted and what they wanted to say. That's all I was going to say. It wasn't for DC. It never was for DC. It wasn't for Warner Brothers. It was for me and for everybody else who loves movies. So, I hope this made things up for the last video. I'm sorry how I worded everything. I hope this changes things in the future. Please subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.